How's it going, everybody? My name is Chase Teep and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the single most important and influential habit that I've ever implemented in my life. Now, before I actually started doing this daily, it was something that never really crossed my mind. It was something that was never important to me at all. But once I actually started to do it and put it into my daily routine and actually got into the habit of doing it every single day, it's been an absolute game changer. By the end of this video, I want you guys to know exactly what this habit is and why it's so important / why it's been so beneficial to me. As well as probably the most important aspect of this for me, I want you guys to know exactly how you can implement this in your life starting today, even tonight. It's really something that you can start doing anytime, and hopefully by the end of this video, you are as excited about it as I am and super motivated to actually get this implemented into your own life, and hopefully just start seeing the exact same positive, beneficial side effects that I've been seeing since implementing this myself, because that would be the best thing ever, is if something that I do that it has helped my life, if that could help improve anybody else's life out there. That's exactly what I'm going for. All right, now just a quick note. You've probably noticed since the start of this video that I'm not at my normal filming location. Usually I'm in that wooden box. It's my pod in Los Angeles. I'm currently not in Los Angeles because of the recent pandemic, I should say, and that's probably about as much as I'll touch on that topic for this video. But due to that, I've actually been displaced. I'm in Phoenix right now, filming in just a normal apartment, so I'm not in my pod, I'm not in my co-living apartment. So this is where I'm going to be temporarily until I get back to Los Angeles. So from here on out, you can expect to see this in at least the short-term future. But anyways, let's get back into the video. All right, first things first, here is the habit. The habit that has been so important to me, that has changed my life for the better since I've started doing it, is this. Do your morning routine at night. Now, what I mean by this is not to wake up at 8, 9, or 10 o'clock p.m. Disregard the thumbnail. It's a bit of a joke. But anyways, what I really mean by this is take anything that you do in your morning routine before you head off to work or school, and if there's anything that you do in that time frame, anything in that morning routine that you can do the night before, do it. Move it to the night before and actually get that done prior to your morning routine even starting. So by the time you wake up, you have fewer things on your to-do list that you have to do before you set out and start your day. And this might sound crazy, but honestly, no matter how small the task, just try to push everything that you possibly can to the night before. Do everything that you can, whether it takes a few minutes or a few seconds. If you can do it the night before and not have to worry about it in the morning, that's important. I'll get into that I'll get into why that's important a little bit later on. Now that you know the habit, the first thing that I want to touch on is why you should actually do this and consider implementing it in your life, why you should listen to me at all. So I wanted to give a couple reasons why. The first things first, and this is just the most straightforward, basic reason for doing this, is that it'll give you more time in the morning, whether that means extra time to sleep or more time to fit other things into your morning routine, like for instance a longer workout, or maybe reading a little bit before you head off to work or school, whatever it may be. It'll give you more time in the morning if you can actually successfully move things from the morning to the night before. For me personally, this has led to more sleep. That's number one thing. I haven't had anything else take up that time, and I'm sure a lot of people like me will do the same. They'll use that time for some extra sleep. The second reason is a little bit more profound, a little bit less easy to track, you could say, or measure, but it's basically this, that our minds have a basically finite amount of decisions that we can make throughout the day before we don't use our heads to make the right decisions. This has been backed up by quite a few articles. A lot of things that I've read have kind of backed up this information, and those will be flashing across the screen right now. But basically all I'm trying to say is that your brains have limited willpower, and really anything that you do in the morning that takes decision making, that takes away from your ability to make decisions throughout the rest of the day. So that morning routine is so important, because if you can make that as easy, simple, straightforward, and mindless as possible, it'll actually help you be a lot more productive and successful throughout the rest of your day. And those are some of the things that I've felt myself since implementing this into my own life. Extra focus, extra productivity throughout the entire day, not just for like a few extra minutes or something. Throughout the entire day, it's really helped me personally focus on things for longer periods of time and actually get more work done. So it's something that has truly affected me in a positive way, and I would love to spread that. So in the next part of this video, I'm going to be explaining exactly how you can get this implemented into your life yourself and start seeing those exact same positive things. Okay, the easiest way to actually get this started in your own life is to write down every single thing that you do in your morning routine from start to finish, from the moment that you wake up until the morning, from the moment that you wake up until the moment that you're heading out to work or school or whatever it may be. Now that you've got that written down, the very next step is actually going to be to go through and categorize these things, every single task that you do in the mornings, and categorize it by things that you have to do in the morning and things that you don't necessarily need to do in the morning. For myself, an obvious example is going to be like you can't brush your teeth the night before. I mean, you should, but you need to brush your teeth in the morning as well, for most people at least. Not going to tell you that you have to if you don't already. It's not my place. Or something that's very personal to me is actually showering. I know a lot of people don't shower in the mornings. I have to. I definitely think it's something that I need to do, because if I don't shower in the mornings, I smell bad for the entire day. And I know that's not something that everybody does. I need to do it. So that's one of those tasks that I just can't do the night before, so it has to stay in my morning routine. So that's one of the categories. But every single thing that can potentially or possibly be moved to the night before needs to be moved into a different category in and of itself. And hopefully you can start taking every single thing in that category and just doing it the night before. And I want to jump into some of the examples of a lot of these tasks that most people do in the mornings that they don't have to, and they can instead move to the night before, starting with the first habit that started me down this path towards actually doing this myself. This is the first thing that I noticed that, hey, I can do this the night before. It'll make my life so much easier in the mornings. And ever since I've started doing this one thing, it's really snowballed into the exact video that you're seeing today, where it's such an important factor of my life. And this one is going to be making lunches. I used to get up and actually make my lunch for the day really early on in the mornings. And obviously this doesn't really affect you if you go out to eat for most lunches. But as you might know from my prior videos about how I save money by never eating out, I make my own lunches. And so I used to make kind of my PB&J/chips combo in the mornings. And even though it only took a few minutes, it was definitely something that I could move to the night before without any side effects whatsoever. Nothing negative would come from doing it the night before instead of the morning of. In fact, making that switch saw only positive results. I didn't have to worry about my lunch in the mornings. I didn't have to feel like I was being rushed in order to get my lunch made and then go. If I was running late to work, I didn't feel pressured to leave without a lunch. So basically, this didn't only help me in terms of time management in the morning, but it actually made me healthier, because more often than not, I was leaving actually with a lunch. Another great example of a task that you can do the night before that will have very, very, very beneficial results for you in the morning is actually going to be picking out your clothes for the next day and just setting them aside for your morning routine, instead of waking up on that morning and thinking, what am I going to wear today? Oh, I should wear this. Oh, actually, I want to wear that. Instead of having that whole debate and internal discussion with yourself, just pick out your clothes the night before, and then when you wake up, have those clothes set in a place that's separate from your closet, so you don't get the temptation to even look at other clothes and potentially think about another combination. Have your clothes set and ready to go so that you wake up, you grab them, and you go without even thinking about it. And really, when you take away that entire debate in the mornings, it makes everything go by a lot smoother. You don't even have to think about those things. And it really does provide more brain power for the rest of the day, which sounds crazy, but just try it yourself. And if you do see those positive effects, I'm sure you'll start to stick to this exact same process, because it really has been beneficial to me and quite a few other people that I know. So if you can do it yourself, just give it a try and just see how well it does for you. Other examples include things like getting your bag or backpack ready the night before, so that all you have to do is wake up, grab it, head out the door, and you're ready to go. Maybe it's getting your bathroom ready for whatever you need to do in the mornings, like showering or shaving or something like that. Get everything set out to the places where you want it to be. So again, it just makes that morning routine smoother. And again, that's one of those things that it's only going to save you a few seconds, maybe a minute tops. But realistically, anything that you can do the night before, whether it's a few seconds or a couple minutes, all of those things are just kind of adding up, snowballing to you're saving yourself kind of 15, 20, maybe even like 30 minutes every single morning, which is an insane amount of time saving from just one simple switch. Another thing that you do in the mornings that you should probably move to the night before is this: turning that like button blue. Absolutely. Instead of waking up and watching my videos and turning that like button blue during your morning routine, do it the night before. Do it a little bit sooner, right when I post that video. How about that? Turn the like button blue immediately before going to bed. Wake up and do your morning routine without even thinking about it. All right, getting back into the video. So there's so many things that you can potentially move to the night before. And again, this is going to be so personalized that I can't possibly delve into all of these potential things here in one video, because everybody's going to have their own morning routine and their own tasks that they can or cannot do during that morning routine and can move to the night before. So it's really going to be something that is entirely up to you, which is why I highly encourage that you just write down every single task and try to categorize it by can or can't do the night before, and just make it as lean as possible in that morning of. Over time, the entire morning process, once you've got it really lean and no debate or thinking is needed whatsoever, it's going to become entirely muscle memory. And in fact, when there are little hiccups in your morning routine, they're going to be slightly more important than they were before. For instance, a few weeks ago, I forgot to make a lunch for that day, a PB&J, and I woke up, I went to grab for my Tupperware and there was nothing there, it was empty, and I was sitting there for 5 minutes freaking out. I was thinking somebody stole my lunch. I was so confused. But that's exactly just how integral this has become to me. Once there was no lunch in that cabinet, I was so confused and surprised, because that's something that has never happened to me in so long. So anyways, that's just a little weird story, but it just shows how crazy this has gotten to make my morning so easy that when there's a slight hiccup, it's thrown me completely, just because that's so ingrained in my memory. But there you go. That is the millionaire habit that I would love for you to implement in your own life. At least try it out, because again, it's something that has changed my life for the better. It's changed a few people that I know for the better. And if you can actually get it going in your life, please let me know. Comment down below if you're going to try this, and comment down below, especially if after a few days, come back to this video and let me know if you're finding it to be helpful at all. That would be amazing if I can see some comments like that. Not to mention turning that like button blue before you head out, and then also subscribing so that you don't miss an upload. You'll get more millionaire habit type videos like this, but then also all kinds of things about personal finance and minimalism. So please subscribe so you don't miss an upload. Turn the like button blue, and I will see you guys all again next time.